Okay, we're ready for part two in our 1990 Topps football opening. So far we've found Dan Marino, Montana, and Sanders. Let's see what we got in this pack. Got a Keith Millard on the back, so it's going to be damaged. See who our 1,000-yarder is. Webster Slaughter, former Brown. Ralph Majasjenko, I don't know, I can't pronounce that name. Vincey Glenn, Brent Jones, Jeff Herod, Dexter Carter. He was supposed to be pretty good, but I don't think he ever panned out. Deron Sherry. Steven Steams Ahead. Alfonso Carricker. Albert Lewis, pretty good Chief. Pat Beach. Brian Socia. Reggie Roby, our punter pack. Ooh, there we go. Reggie White, another Hall of Famer, Topps All-Pro. It's a nice looking card. Put that over with the rest of the known players. John L. Williams and Keith Millard rounds it out. There's 18 packs left, so we still have a chance to find Barry Sanders and some of the other players that we need. That's a good Dan Hampton card, but it's got the wax residue on it, so sort of makes it worthless. John Taylor, the other receiver on the 49ers with Jerry Rice and Joe Montana. Lionel Manuel, Trace Armstrong, Leonard Smith. This is a repeat pack. I think we saw this one in part one. Steve Berline, Marlon Fernandez. I don't know how to say that name. Mike Shad. Tim Brown. There's one of the great players of the 80s and 90s. One of the fastest players in the league. Johnny Rimbert. Anthony Munoz, the guy that protected Boomer Esiason for all those years. Maybe the best offensive lineman in the game in the 80s. Phil Simms, Super Bowl champ, Hall of Famer. Pack turned out to be decent. Robert Clark, and Dan Hampton, defensive tackle for the Bears. So now we've picked up and started finding Hall of Famers and All-Pros. Dave Meggett again. That's the back of the card. These Topps cards are so fuzzy. Another Steve Berline. It's back-to-back packs with a Steve Berline. Another Marvin Fernandez. This is a duplicate pack, the one we just saw. That's the way it goes, isn't it? It's got to be a duplicate pack with a bunch of scrubs in it. Vance Johnson, Marcus Cotton, John Settle, Lonzo Highsmith, Bernie Kosar, Herschel Walker again, Eric Allen, and Marion Butts, and Dave Meggett. Starting to see why Topps finally upgraded their cards in 92, 93. These were getting to be pretty low quality, very fuzzy. Gum is on a Dave Brown. We've seen that card numerous times. So. Looks like another duplicate pack. Oh, that's our first checklist. Anthony Miller 1,000 Yards Club. I think that's the first checklist we've seen. Oh, Vincent Bo Jackson. There we go. Yeah. Greatest athlete of all time, some people think. Looks like it's pretty perfect. I don't see anything wrong with it. I'll have to look at it closer later. Mike Mularkey, Trace Armstrong, Leonard Smith, Harbaugh, Scott Norwood, the man that all the Bills fans love, Mike Piel, Albert Bentley, Bruce Smith, another good card. That'll be one of the top 15 cards or so in the set. Another well-centered card too. So now we're getting close to having most of the big players. We have the Bo. Let's hope we can get the rest here pretty soon. Another checklist. Well, the checklists have arrived. And turn these around. I was turning around a a star almost every time, but now it's back to guys like Ricky Reynolds and another punter, Ruben Rodriguez. Oh, there's the Troy Aikman, one of the top 10 most valuable cards. Top super rookie. This is a second year card, but all the second year cards say super rookie instead of draft pick. That's dead center too. Rick Finney, Flipper Anderson. He holds the all-time record for the most yards in a single game at 336. Rodney Peete, who was a top super rookie. He was supposed to be the savior of the Lions, and that didn't quite happen. Roger Craig, running back with Joe Montana's team, the 49ers. Robert Banks. Eric Ball, running back for the Cincinnati Bengals. Michael Stewart. John Fourcade, a backup for the Saints. Mel Owens. Clarence Verdon. Anthony Carter, and of course, the legendary checklist. There's John Elway on that checklist. We're down to lucky number 13. 13 packs left. Ooh, Jeff Lageman. Star linebacker for the Jets. Reuben Davis is the card that was attached to the gum, so that doesn't matter. Whoa, almost lost all the cards. We got a Tyrone Braxton. Lawyer Tillman instead of Lawyer Malloy. I didn't know there was another lawyer. Darren Nelson. Eugene Daniel. Chris Singleton, draft pick. Gary Plummer. Reuben Davis, boy, that's out of focus. Another Barry Sanders 1,000-yard club card with that top of the Tim Brown. Paul McGruber. Mike Pryor. Daryl Tallywhacker. Anthony Toney. Robert Perryman. Perry Kemp. Steve Smith. I think that's the guy that went on to play for the Carolina Panthers. And Jeff Lageman. Well, maybe this will be the one. We'll get the Elway or the Sanders. Barry Sanders, that is. Eric Howard on the back. Gum was on Eddie Brown, who's a good receiver for the Bengals, but not valuable. Freeman McNeil. Gary Anderson with the 1 bar. He had the scoring record for a while. Sean Farrell. Michael Kofer. Henry Ellard. Barry Foster. He was quite a star running back for a couple years with the Steelers. I had this card as a kid, and I thought he was really going to be amazing. I thought this card was going to help me retire, but ended up not being worth much in the long run. There's the Eddie Brown with the gum residue, I think, or maybe we have 2 Eddie Browns in this pack. Mervin Fernandez again. Tracy Rocker. Bill Fralick. Joe Nash. Pat Swilling again. Lars Tate. Nate Odoms. Shane Conlon. And Eric Howard. Another duplicate pack. So far we found 6 of the 11 top cards, and we've got a dozen packs left, so we'll see if we can get there. Got Jeff Cross on the back. Gum is on Percy Snoo, rookie. So we already have a nice one of those, so we don't need to worry about that one being destroyed by the gum. Courtney Hall, super rookie. Neil Anderson. Keith McCants again, Steve Walsh, Donald Igubuki, Keith Taylor, the Percy Snoo, Tim McGee, one of Boomer Esiason's favorite targets, Reggie Rutland, Jim Jensen, Randall McDaniel, Dalton Hilliard, Jim Lachey, Brian Noble, William Howard, and Jeff Cross, another duplicate pack. As you can see, I sleeved up the Troy Aikman. It's pretty much dead center. Looks almost perfect. I think there's a little nick in the border on the front and the bottom. As you can see, he didn't have the greatest rookie season. I think he led the league in interceptions, and they only won 1 game that season. Now back to Kraken. Harris Barton. Got Lorenzo Hill, Gerald Riggs, Andrew Stewart. Our third checklist. We're starting to amass the lists. Mark Bavaro, big tight end for the Giants. I let him do that Super Bowl. Neil Anderson was a 1,000-yard back. Robert Del Pino, another Ironhead Hayward without wax residue. Gary Zimmerman, Jason Buck, Wyman Henderson, Alan Pinkett, Joey Browner, and Harris Barton, another duplicate pack. Seems like the only duplicate packs are the ones with nobody in them. I mean, God forbid you get like 6 Joe Montana or Deion Sanders packs. And we got Sammy Martin. Finney spots an opening. Richard Johnson. Mark Clayton, the other half of the marks in Miami that Dan Marino liked to throw to. Chris Miller, Paul Scanzi, Art Monk, 1,000-yard receiver. Used to have the receiving records before everything blew up and passing. Freddie Joe Nunn, Haywood Jeffries, another one of Moon's favorite targets. Another punter, Ron Stark, Jack Trudeau, Winston Moss, and Mike Pitts. And that pack was the Pitts, I'll tell you that much. We're down the home stretch now. I think we got inside 10 packs left, so that's good. I'm ready for this to be over. It was fun. Nostalgia's fun. Darren Camus, Gary Clark. Oh, was there Jerry Rice and Andre Reed? It's exciting. Maybe we can find the actual Rice that we need. GM Sweeney, Willie Broughton, Christian Okoye, 1,000-yard club. I haven't seen that one yet. Merrill Hodge. Another kicker, Mike Hofer. We can get all the kickers for sure. John Grimsley. Bill Bates. Eric Hill. Carnell Lake. Jim, don't call me Chris Everett. And Kevin Fagan. So looking for that Junior Seau and Jerry Rice. Maybe we won't get him. Al Toon. He was one of the best receivers in the league for the Jets, but he had to retire because of concussions. That's what AstroTurf do. Sack leaders, Dolman Williams, Arthur Cox, Scott Case, John Hand, Montana card, Montana to Craig, a winning duo. It's probably anything with Montana on it back in the day is decent. Jerry Rice, another 1,000-yard card. If we just find his All-Pro card, we'd be in business. Brad Muster, Clyde Simmons, Hart Lee Dykes, Maurice Hurst, Tunch Ilkin. There's a Marcus Allen, much better one than the first pack we had. That'll be much more centered, doesn't have the residue on it, and Al Toon. Keith Jackson, Eagles. Gum came off, was on Steve Tasker. Now there's Steve the Berg. Chiefs and Buccaneers quarterback, Maurice Carthen, Leonard Marshall. We're getting some different cards here. That's a good sign. Bob Nelson, Andre Ware, rookie. That's supposed to still be a decent one. Bobby Humphrey, Steve Tasker, Sherling Sharp, another player who had to retire early because of concussions. Don Beebe, Al Toon again. Keith Willis, Robert Awalt, Jack Del Rio, Michael Carter, Andre Rison, and Keith Jackson. So far, no duplicates of the Hall of Famers, just duplicates of all the garbage players. So that's what you expect. You open up a wax box. Paul Scanzi again, Lorenzo Hill, Gerald Riggs, Andrew Stewart, checklist, Mark Bavaro, Robert Drummond. We're seeing the same cards over and over again. Mike Pyle, Albert Bentley, Bruce Smith again. Well, there's a duplicate of a Hall of Famer at least. Rich Camarillo, Brent Fullwood, Robert Banks, and Eric Ball again. So we're down to the final 5 packs. I might run out of space on my phone, so this is probably going to be the last pack. So we'll see if we can find Barry Sanders or Jerry Rice in this last pack here. Eric Martin, A.J. Johnson, Thomas Benson, Anthony Carter, 1,000 yards, Gary Hogaboom, I think I said Hogabloom earlier, Dwayne Bickett, Brian Blades, Andre Reed, Lewis Sharp, Dennis Gentry, Tony Eason, and Burt Grossman. So no Barry Sanders or Jerry Rice.